Okay, here we are in Cumberland. It's day 4. Got in last night about 6 o'clock or so and decided to stay at the Fairfield Inn, which is more or less on the path. There's the path to the C O. Changed some tires out on my bike. Went to the bike Cumberland Trail, I think it's called, and got some new tires because I needed something a little bit more knobbage. But yeah, really good hotel. They seem to cater to the bicyclists. There's a bike wash right there, real close to area where the mile marker 0 is right down there. I'm getting a late start. I've been hearing horror stories about the condition of the trail, so I'm a little concerned about that. Still on gravel, though it seems to be kind of a mix now. There's pockets of dirt, dry dirt, but so far so good. Up here comes a mud patch. There seems to be some lines around some of these mud patches. It's my first lock. Minute, drop down into it. Here I am at lock number 75. This is the second lock I've hit leaving Cumberland, or that I've seen anyway. I guess when it's a lock house. Beautiful day. I'm gonna go all the way to lock 0, I guess. You can see it's quite mucky down there in the lock itself here. And one thing is they have these little placards here, and you dial that number. There's a mobile app too, I haven't downloaded it, but you dial that number and punch in a keypad and they play a little, you know, basically a audio tour but by your cell phone. It did switch to more of a single track. Again, it's still gravel, although I just crossed a little road, and before that there was a fair amount of mud on the mud, and there's still some water here, even though it's they haven't had rain, and today's the 8th, and I think it rained on July 4th or something, which was last Wednesday, and it's Monday morning now. Some horseback riding. I just spoke to the lady on the horse, and she was saying that it's just rutty as far as she knows. She doesn't go all the way down, but you know, it's these ruts, and if it's these dried ones, I can deal with that. Okay, here goes the Irons Mountain Hiker Biker Camp. And there's the canal over there on that side. That's the Potomac down there. That looks quite nice. Wow, pretty cool. And there's a well there. Sign on it says it's treated with iodine. And this is the beginning of Lock 73. It says Pigman's Ferry is the next hiker biker camp at 6.3 miles. So this is Pigman's Ferry, hiker biker. There's the trail looking towards Cumberland. Not quite as pretty, you know, no tree cover. You're kind of out in this open area. Obviously a little worried about flooding, but I assume the Potomac's way over there. This is looking towards DC. Just past a lock. Not sure what number it was. And there was a lock house up there. This is really one of the prettier sections since the trees have cleared out. Gone almost 18 miles. Still a mix of gravel with some dirt mixed in. Pretty manageable. So I think the key is that it hasn't rained since I've been on it. Some of these lock houses I think you can rent for the night. You know, a group of like 6 to 8 of you or something. Lock house number 70. Some water seeping in, groundwater. Up quite a bit higher than, looks like I'm going to drop down. Don't know where I am. I think I'm just past Old Town. Just kind of like the way these sheer rocks look. That's the canal right there. I hear some water behind me, so I don't know if that's the Potomac or not. Another lock house coming up. Okay, here we go, Potomac Forks Hiker Biker Campsite. It's a lock house. It's got to be on this side of the lock house because there's a chemical toilet over there. I don't know if these are original recreations. The one at 70 said it was a you know, rebuilt after a fire. So I don't know how many of these are original. I don't know where the actual campsite is. I don't know if it's right there or over there. Oh, there's the, I don't know if you can tell, there's a picnic table and stuff over there. So maybe that's it. Okay, so here is the Purslane Run hiker-biker camp. I think I skipped Town Creek. I know I missed at least one of them on the way. I sort of just blew past by it. I see the pump up there. There's the chemical toilet. And that's actually the campsite down there. I don't know how well you can see it, but you're just down that way. And it looks like there's a little path that you take to go down that way. I think I'm just outside Paw Paw. There's the water pump. Trash bags. Kind of keeping my sunglasses off because there's a lot of shade, but I'll tell you one great thing is being in this canopy of trees, because when I'm in the sun it's kind of hot. Hopefully I'll make Hancock tonight, which would be 60 miles. I just want to get as far as I can because I'm not really sure of the trail conditions after everyone kind of, few people I spoke about just said how bad it was. So here we are, I just exited Paw Pal Tunnel. Basically this is 29.5 miles, so I would say that the Paw Pal Tunnel is at 30 miles. Kind of freaky in there. You know, it's all flooded. And you have this guardrail to walk. I mean, there's some people in there coming back this way, and I asked them if it was open. They said yeah, but I could see this thing flooding from time to time. Okay, this is the approach from the Washington side to Paw Pal Tunnel. Over the years, this has collapsed and blocked the water route. And what they've done is they've installed, I assume they're support, some pylons or stakes, whatever you want to call them, on this side to stop it from continuing to fall down. This might be one of those signs I was talking about, where it's not real clear what the conditions are. Towpath closed to through traffic follow detour. The detour is a distance of approximately 1.5 miles. Steep and strenuous trail. But see, that should be covered. Seems to be a downhill grade ever since the tunnel, which is good. I'm going to make Hancock tonight. I've already been riding 4 hours and only made it to 33 miles, and I've got to go 61. Left my chicken burrito in the refrigerator in the motel or hotel. That was a bummer. If I had that, I'd be all set. Mile marker 51. Basically gone 35 miles here. So here's some of the mud. So this is where I'm staying for the night. I tried the bed and breakfast river run, but they were sold out. I didn't have cell service, so I couldn't organize a reservation ahead of time. So I waited till I got into town and ate at the Westerly restaurant because it was like the first thing I saw. In hindsight, I think I should have stopped over there. That's the Potomac Grill or something to that effect. And where I'm staying is the Hancock Motel. Came up on the internet as America's Best Value Inn or something. The only problem is it's up a hill. It's not terrible, but at the end of a long day, it is kind of difficult with all your bags and stuff to make it uphill. And I forget, this is 55 or 53, this route here. And you go down, you go under, and it takes you to main town. You know, they have a bike wash, they have some towels out to clean your, you know, they obviously cater to bicyclists. This is Main Street in Hancock. If you come on off the river path, you would make a left at this section of it and make a right to go to Weaver's restaurant. Make a left to come down here to the supermarket. It's kind of like a bulk store. And there's a Dollar General, but if you need chips and soda and stuff and water, that's a good place to get it. Either store, kind of the same prices.